Welcome to another edition of Heavy Live with Scoopy. I am Brandon Scoopy Robinson, senior writer at Heavy.com. It's always a party because you never know who will be in the queue. Here is we got my man in Cleveland, Avant. Yes. What's going on, sir?
Yo, I'm blessed, bro. Fighting through all this COVID stuff. I want everybody out there to stay masked up, and we're gonna get through it though. Just think positive and keep yourself moving.
For those who are tardy to the party, this guy and his music got me through my freshman year of college. It was that beat. It was that one that.
Oh, here you go, man.
Yo, this is back when I had a Discman. I used to just rewind to that part over and over and over.
Wow.
The rest of what y'all had to say. That melody.
Yeah, you know what? And what we tried to do is we tried to create that like bedroom type of almost like a dream. Type of scenario with it, so we were blessed to bring that across, and it came across that way, and it was a fun record to do. It really was.
There was a moment, rather than let me rephrase this question. Many people easily compare you to R. Kelly musically.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you thought you could have been the king of R&B, and if not, why?
Well, the thing was, when I got in the game in 2000, okay? So R&B was already at its heights. It was crazy. Rob ran the 90s, which is R. Kelly. He ran the 90s, you know what I'm saying? His first album was born into the 90s. So, so it was crazy and how much competition was in the game at that time. You had, Joe, you had R. Kelly, you had Luther Vandross, you had Michael Jackson. You had so many artists, man. So my whole take wasn't trying to be the king of R&B. I just wanted to put my footprint in the game. You know what I mean? So that's what my whole goal was. And whatever, wherever they place me, whatever position they put me in, that's fine because, that's for the fans anyway. But I just always wanted to put, give my vibe of the R&B, really.
You're from Cleveland, and Cavaliers were champions in 2016. Yeah. Many people compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan, so I'm going to take this question and flip it. Was there ever a point in your career where you were coming for R. Kelly's spot musically?
No, not necessarily. I didn't see myself that way. I respect everybody in this music game for what they did, and he had such a broader audience at the time. I'd be a fool to be trying to come in and say, "Yo, no, I am." You know what I mean? Like, sure. I didn't have nothing to stand on per se, but. Of course, I felt like my music was just as impactful, though. So, that's where I tried to stay with. I always knew that everybody was saying, yo, that's the cat that remind me of. And I wanted to get that stigma out, so that's why I was releasing music as much as I was, so people know exactly who I am now,
Tell me something. Did you ever worry about remaking Christopher Cross's Sailing and that it would miss its mark on a different generation?
You know what I didn't, the crazy part about it is I went in the studio and I recorded that record just to see how it sounded because I used to love the record itself. You know what I mean? So I just went in there and said, let me try this. So, I let a few people hear like, yo, how you like this? They like, yo, this is dope. Like, I like the original, but this right here has soul to it. And I tried to keep the integrity of the record when I sung it too. I didn't try to overrun it. And do all this extra, these extra acrobats to it. No, I wanted to keep, because it was such a beautiful song. I wanted to keep it in that vein.
Could you and Kiki White have been a bigger duo?
You know what? Everybody asked me about that, and I think I wanted to do My First Love, which a lot of people don't know that's not my original song. That's Renee and Angela. But when I got in the music game, I wanted to do that song. So it didn't matter who it was that I did it with. I just wanted them to be good at it. And she was only like 15 years old. And when she did it, it was like, wow. Like she sounded like such a grown woman.
Right.
And everybody didn't know she was so young. But I understood that, she wanted her own career too. She wanted to branch out and do more younger things and things of that nature. Because, I was more seasoned at that time in the game, so. But no, I think we good. I respect what she did. She respect what I did. And I think the people respect the music. So that's all that matters.
How did two of you meet?
Wow. I was in Chicago and I was cutting my album. And I told the producer at the time, which is shout outs to my man Steve Huff. I'm like, yo, I want to do this song, My First Love. He like, oh, I got a perfect girl for you.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah. He like, no, trust me. He said she a little young, but she can sing. I said, young? Like she ain't gonna understand these words, man. That girl came in there one take and blew that thing out.
That's
That was
powerful.
crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Tell me a crazy Kiki story.
You know, people don't. Well, they probably do now because they watch the reality show or whatever. But she's so much fun, man. Like she's a ball of fun. Like sometimes you have to be like, yo, we got to get serious right here, Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because she'd go in the studio and she'd start making all these little like cartoon character sounds in the booth, and you'd be like, whoa, what's that? What's that rat sound that's coming out? You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know that she's in the booth, she'll freak you out in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she likes to play around and have fun like that. So to me, that's one of the best stories about her, man. She's a ball of fun, really. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta temper her down and be like, yo, let's handle this business, you know?
What if any achievement or God-given ability or accomplishments that you've gotten should receive more attention?
You know what? I don't know if I should say it should receive more attention, but I would say just the soul of R&B. I think nowadays, I think we've lost that. I think the music now is more of shake that ass. Let me see you shake that ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
sir.
you lose the content and the love of what music really is. So I think that that's what that was the struggle for me trying to get back in the music game and trying to put out a new album, because I'm like, yo, is people really listening to stories again? Do they really care about a relationship? And I think, and I got a new album as well I want to talk about. It's called Can We Fall in Love? And the reason I named it that is that it's so many people that's in lust. They don't understand it's two different things. Love and lust is two different things. And I attack that on the new album, Can We Fall in Love? Trust me, you will love this album. It's real R&B. I'm not trying to be out here like the youngsters, you know what I mean? I'm just giving people true R&B from the heart.
When does the album drop?
It's out now. Yeah,
Okay.
so everybody please download, stream the new album, Can We Fall in Love? And let me know exactly how you feel about it. I've been getting some great reviews. It's a beautiful thing. They like, yo, you bringing R&B back. I opened it up with a song called You Don't Love Me No More, which I was talking about a young lady, but I was also talking about music in general. Like, where is the love, right now? You know what I mean? Like, but I understand that, it's such a different space right now. And if we as artists don't give our fan base what they want, and we're trying to give them what the young kids are doing, then that's when you get lost. So I think we have to stay in our lane and just enjoy. And the thing is, and stand in your lane, you get passed down to generations.
Sure.
Like we did. Like, you know what I mean? Like we wasn't in the Marvin Gaye / Sam Cooke world, but we know about them because our parents passed it down to us. So I think that that's what we need to do. We need to hold that integrity in our lane. And then, the youth, they'll come down and understand what we did.
Can We Fall in Love
Yes.
is a 10-track album. Looking at it dropped in July 20. I'm looking at the track list. You Don't Love Me No More, Can We Fall in Love, Not Your Own Room, Fall in My Head. And you have a song called Take It Slow with Robert Glasper. How did that work out in the studio?
Well, it's crazy, but my man Rob is such a talented person. Those that don't know who Robert Glasper is, he's a jazz artist, but he's such a cool dude too. So we just like, yo, man, let's do something special. So I named the song Take It Slow. It's got like a more of a sensual vibe to it. And I just let Rob vibe out at the end. You know what I mean? So when you listen to this album, it's grown, it's sexy, but it's mature as well, Tell
me your favorite project and song from your catalog.
Wow, it's hard to say, man, because I wrote them all. You know what I'm saying? And that's like picking one of my kids. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 kids. I can't pick one over the other. But it's moments too for me. Like, when I did Don't Take Your Love Away, I was actually thinking about Kobe Bryant and the situation he was going through in Denver with his wife. And I was like, yo, how strange is it that he had to be on national TV begging his wife to stay with him in front of everybody. That, you know what I'm saying? And I started writing from that. So I said, after the hoping and the praying and the wishing, girl, you're right here in my face. I've never been the one to bite my tongue, no, but I have not one word to say. You know what I'm saying? So I was just saying that this guy had never humbled himself, but now he have to. You feel me? So, you know, and then you talk about the song you fell in love with. I can read your mind, baby. I know what you're thinking. I wrote that, and I was in a nightclub shooting pool, and a girl walked past me, and she was looking at me like she wanted to eat me alive.
Right.
And I was just vibing. I was like, I can read your mind. My manager was like, "What are you singing?" I said, "I don't know. Be quiet." And then I just vibe like that, you know.
Right. You mentioned Kobe Bryant. You must have done your research. You know I'm a sports guy.
Yeah.
You were on Magic Johnson Music.
Yeah, man. Real big.
What was that experience like?
Oh, it was a beautiful thing, actually. You know, I got to see, you know, before I got into the music game, I got to see how he did it big. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would hold these events. He would show me, you know, how to win out here when it came to marketing and how to, you know, and be an entrepreneur. So I got a lot from Magic, man. It was a beautiful, you know, time that I had with him. But he was always moving. So, you know, it's hard to like sit down and really talk to Irv like that. But you know, I appreciate him for giving me the catapult, and I'm here and I'm loving it, you know.
First of all, I know you must be somebody because you called him Irv. Everybody calls him Magic.
Oh yeah, man.
Brother Johnson. Tell me a story about Magic.
Well, it's crazy because you know, because I'm a huge sports fan. So I was like at my end. I didn't know how to react. You know, when I went to LA, and he and it was. I remember walking to the office, and he had this big door, and then he had right before you went in the office, it was him and Bird like in a heated battle on the wall. So it's like, wow, I'm looking at like real action right here before I go into this man, talk to this man. So I had to get the groupie up out of me first, you know what I'm saying? So I stood there for a minute and just, you know, and took that in. And then I went in and had no business. But the thing about Irv is he's great, especially at that time. He was great. Uh, as long as the Lakers won.
Yeah.
If they didn't win, man, it was hard. I mean, he had the door locked. You couldn't talk to him for 2-3 days. So he's a true fan of the Lakers. Trust me.
You being from Cleveland, you watched LeBron and the Cavaliers, along with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love and others, win a championship in 2016. Being from Cleveland, what did it mean to have the Cavs win that championship back then against the Wolves?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, it's hard. You know, it's hard living in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? It's hard times. So just to see the whole city in an uproar and just straight jubilation it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful because at that time wasn't nobody, you know, at each other, and wasn't too much arguing going on. It was just like we did it. You know what I'm saying? You got the white and the black, you know, situation, you know, the division. So I think we all meshed together and came together at that time, you know.
What was it like for you to see LeBron leave the first time?
Oh, it was hard. It was hard, but I kind of knew it was. It's so crazy when he was doing what they call it, the decision. I was in LA already. I was in LA and I'm sitting there and I was actually working with the underdogs. No, I was working with the underdogs. And I was just watching on TV like, he about to leave, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, you know, when everybody he said Miami, and everybody was like, oh yeah, cool, because I wasn't in Cleveland, so they didn't care. They was like, oh, that's kind of dope. I was over there sick, like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that was just my personal feeling. But I felt like, yo, he did all he could for us. You dig what I'm saying? At that time, I think he had gave us 9 to 10 years at that time or so. But he did what he had to do. he just needed the help. So shouts out to LBJ.
When he came back and they lost to the Warriors, when I look at 2015 and saw them lose to the Warriors, and you saw Kyrie hurt, and then LeBron carried them on their own. How difficult was that for you to watch them lose to the Warriors as many times as they did?
It was hard, man. Because I know he was putting out his best. And then he was, was a juggernaut. These cats shooting the ball from everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's like he had 3 balls on the damn court at one time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how am I gonna get over this? You know what I mean? So, and then, but what I love is that he said, all I want y'all to do, he told his team, all I want y'all to do is get me to a game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Get me to a game 7. I promise you, I'm gonna pull this out. You know what I'm saying? So he showed, that he had the wherewithal and the strength to fight through it all. So big ups to LBJ for that.
Out of those championships that they lost to the Warriors, we're talking about the Cavs, do you think 2015 with a healthy Kyrie and Kevin Love was the most winnable out of the ones that they lost?
It was hard, man. It's hard to say. It really is. They went down. I know Kyrie was at it, but it made them a better team to lose because they came back with a vengeance. So I don't know if they would have won the earlier one and still had the hunger to get there 2-3 more times. You know what I'm saying? So, big ups to them guys because they were working hard. They were.
Tell me something. Today, Kyrie Irving or yesterday released a rap track on his Instagram story. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
You got to check that out. I was going to ask you your opinion on it. I'll wait till later. I guess my question for you is, who, either in sports or in R&B and hip hop today, would you, Avant, like to work with?
Wow. Oh man.
Take your time.
I've been blessed to work with a lot of people. I would say probably Chris Brown.
Okay.
Chris Brown or 21 Savage. I think they both dope.
Nah, that's a fair assessment. I feel like Chris Brown will forever be timeless. I look at
for sure.
I look at Usher. I think Chris Brown is a younger Usher. Timeless.
Indeed. Yep, I got you. Yep. And the thing about Chris is Chris has been around a long time now. At the top for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's like breaking records just being the top guy. Mm-hmm. For us. Mm-hmm. It's like, and when Usher came, when Chris came in, that's when, the Usher and Chris thing got tough. But at the end of the day, I don't know who's going to come in and take Chris down. I don't know if they can.
Mm-hmm. Tell me something. You you dropped an album, but it seemed like you dropped on this year, but it seemed like you were kind of, I don't want to say ghost, but kind of like maybe took breaks.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, it's a fair assessment because music changed. See, this is what you got to understand. The way that music changed now, like I said, all I hear is shake that ass on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we were putting records out, we were putting meaningful records out. You got 4 minutes. You got When It Hurts. You got all these songs, Making Good Love, Read Your Mind, Separate, like the songs that meant something to people. You don't hear that anymore on the radio. So it's like we were almost forced to make, do these breaks. And, but now it's like, I listen to all the youngsters, and I brought up my man 21 Savage. He's like, Von, I got to work with you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, you killed the game when you came out. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of these youngsters that love what you do. But again, you can't get into what they do. Y'all got to make things happen. Y'all got to merge together and make it happen, make something special.
So is it COVID that's keeping y'all from working together? Have you started that process? When will we
hear? COVID's stopping every damn thing right now. And that's just being real. You know what I'm saying? So, but at one point, we're gonna meet. And make it happen. But right now, that's why I released this album through COVID, for people to be able to get something, to fill those souls up, because right now it's such turbulent and so stressful right now that people need that. They need something that's going to either pull them closer to one another or tear them away. And I think that album gives, which the album I'm speaking of is Can We Fall in Love, my new album. I think it gives them a dynamic of both.
Avant, tell me something. Were you more influenced by gospel or R&B growing up?
I want to say both.
Okay.
I want to say both. I want to also say blues too. My father used to have me listening to Johnny Taylor. So many great blues singers, as well as my mom had me listening to Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, and all the R&B. You know what I mean? So that's where I got my storytelling from, the blues, and I got my soul part from the R&B side. So trying to merge them both together.
I asked Kirk Franklin this question a couple months ago. I'll take that and raise that with you. I asked him about Kanye West's Sunday service. He is a gospel recording artist, how he was able to navigate with that, what he thought of it. The Bible does say to be in this world, but not of this world. However, the message in and of itself seems to have a universal message with both a meshing of R&B as well as soul. I'll take that. I'll take the mirror and shine it on you. How do you feel about Kanye West's Sunday service?
I don't have a problem with, the thing is, one thing we have to also understand, we just can't pull from the Bible what we want to pull. Because they also tell us not to be judgmental.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't judge the situation because I don't know exactly what part of the heart is coming from. Nor does it matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I know if I pull something from it and I think it's kind of, if he has something dope that I think then it works for me, then that's cool. But my whole point is I can't be judgmental on anybody because, you pull back a couple of these layers on me, bro, it get real ugly. You know what I mean? So I have to keep it like that.
That's real. Question. You talk about today's music, and it's different. People could say the era in which you were performing, it was shake your butt and this, that, and the third. I guess my question is, who in today's genre, hip hop and R&B, is on your playlist?
Wow. Okay. I said my man, CB, Chris Brown, her. I think she's dope. Man, so and my son, I have a 17-year-old son, so I really have his playlist. I just listen to his records. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people. I might know the song, but I don't know the artist. And that's the crazy thing about today too. Like, you don't really get the publicity, but a lot of these young kids know who you are, and you download them records, and I'm like, yo, that cat, he making that much? Like, I don't even know who he is. You know what I'm saying? But that's the nature we're in right now. So, but it's a lot of great artists out there still doing their thing, and I think that all we have to do is nail down what this is, like, because to me it seems like radio I won't say radio. I'm just talking the music game itself has let it happen 2 times. And what I'm saying by that is the other side have took our records and now they are R&B.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not because there's some dope cats over there. You know what I'm saying? They dope. But now it's not, R&B is not a black thing anymore. That has to change because R&B is soul.
Right.
At the end of the day. So we gotta capture that back. But to capture that, you have to be saying something. It just can't be a melody.
Avant, tell me something. I took it back to my college days. I told you I like Read Your Mind. The other song that I enjoyed heavily was that song Karma on Lloyd Banks' soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I'm curious to know, what was that set like with those personalities, with Lloyd Banks, with Katie Albert? She's been fine since Friday After Next.
Yeah, that's right. Those lips.
Lord, yes, all day, every day. And Lloyd Banks and Tony Ayo as well.
Yeah.
What was that set like for the video?
Hey, bro, it was a dynamic. You know what I mean? Hey, we had to make our worlds mesh because everybody's coming from somewhere different. You know what I mean? But we had respect for what we did, our specialness. Like like you said, Katie, she was more, she was an actress. Them guys were rappers. I was an R&B guy, so we were pulling from each other to make something special, and it was fun, man. It really was. It was like, yo, these guys, They do it different. They do it way different than I do. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like I was a cat that didn't blend in. I'm from the hood too. Shit, we all from the hood, you know. So it was kind of cool.
Was 50 Cent on the set?
Indeed, 50 was there all the time.
What's the difference between 50 then and 50 now, in your mind?
Well, I mean, you know, shucks, he's actually still the same dude. 50 always held stuff on his shoulder. You know what I mean? To keep him going. And you know, and he also he's very when I say timing, he mentally he look and think of everything all the time. It's like, wow, like this guy is really a genius for real. Like he know how to navigate through a lot of things. And that's what I see him doing right now. You know what I'm saying? With power and the whole nine. Shouts out to 52 for all the things that he's doing. But he learned how to navigate, you know, being from the ghetto. You know, a lot of times we might not know how to get to it, but we know how mentally what it should be. And he got people in the right positions to make his ideas go. So shouts out to that young brother.
That's real. Last question. You had the opportunity to create a Christmas album.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 12 tracks, and you can pick 12 different artists to be featured.
Okay.
Past, present, hip hop, R&B, soul, gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Who would be those folks?
You say how many people?
12 tracks, 12
Mm-hmm.
people, 12 features.
Oh, wow, man. Damn. I don't know if I got 12. Okay.
Right, so
well,
let's simplify it. 5 tracks.
And 5 people.
And 5 people.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go with Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Sam Cooke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Johnny Taylor. I'm going to go with, who else? Let me see, in the hip-hop world. I'm going to go with my man Snoop Dogg because he's hilarious to me. And I'm going to go with, man, who else? I do some out the box. I'll go with Heavy D because I used to like the way Heavy D did his thing. You dig?
Yes. What you said about Snoop Dogg, I think is profound. Did you see him doing the color commentating for that
Come on, I enjoyed it, man, for real. He put soul in it. See what I'm saying? That's what the world is really missing now. Everybody want to be super, super cool. But sometimes we gotta reach down within what we have, and that's the soul. We losing that part of life.
Right.
We really are, man. Cause you know, everybody want to, I'm sitting over here, I'm doing this. No, what about precious Lord? Take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. Like, you know what I mean? That's what we are. So, you know, but we gonna get back to that. But everybody, please download the new album, stream the new album. Can We Fall in Love? Matter of fact, Scoop, whenever you can, listen to it. Get back with my people and let me know what you feel. You
well, I already downloaded it. When we get off the phone.
Hey, let me know, bro. God bless you, bro. I appreciate you. I had to hit you up. You did?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Enjoy your holidays, and we'll be talking soon.
Indeed.
My brother, I'll talk to you.
Yep.